Everybody can get the recording. This is going to be a little bit more informal than what I usually like to prepare for everybody else, but there's been a lot of things going on, so a lot of balls in the air. But okay, so we are here to talk about how to get our gut reset. And I think now more than ever, in at least in my life history, do I find that I have to be much more aware and careful of what I put in my mouth because we are being bombarded. And maybe those things are going to get reversed. I suspect hopefully soon, and maybe some of it's starting to happen. But the truth of the matter is that some of our food supply has been contaminated with, we know, chemicals and all kinds of, fake foods, and but also parasites. Right. So if we pay closer attention to what we are introducing in our mouth through our food supply, whether it's through particular places where we buy our groceries or particular restaurants where we eat, or if we go eat at a particular family or friend's house, then we could start to trace and see what is hitting me the wrong way. Now, that's sort of like undoing the damage that's accumulated over time. One of the things that I've been doing in order to keep my gut clean, given the different circumstances that we've been seeing and experiencing, is every quarter doing a deworming. Right now, some of you, I know at least two of you know how to muscle test, right? So I want to do a little bit of this with you so that you're able to connect with your body. This is not a kinesiology class. I teach that class. But I would like to introduce the notion in some of you who may not have any muscle testing background so that you can begin to explore how your body is speaking to you all the time. And hi, Maria Alicia. Hi, Stephanie.
How
It's
are you,
good to see you.
Gaya? Nice to see
Hi.
you.
Now, Maria Alicia was on TV yesterday. Her show aired on Beyond the White Coat.
I haven't
That was
watched that yet.
amazing.
You haven't watched it yet?
No, I
I
haven't.
listened. It was amazing.
Oh, cool. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Cool.
Okay, so what I'd like to do first is that uh, is is the concept of muscle testing something that is foreign? Have you heard about it before? Anybody not heard about it? Because I want to make sure that we have that information in front of us first. Yes, everybody has learned about muscle testing. Okay, so muscle testing in the most basic sense is signals that our body sends us through subtle muscle movements. The way I teach it and the way I see it is that it's really your intuition speaking to you through your body, right? In order to get an accurate read, we have to get to that neutrality. In other words, not be invested in the answer, but really be open to hearing whatever the truth is that is our truth, right? And my truth may be very different from your truth, but whatever it is, the truth that we are ready to hear. Okay. And there are many, many ways to do this. There's very simple ways to do this. And then there's one that's very easy for people to do. So I kind of want to go into that. And for some of you guys, this may be like easy peasy. You've been there, done that. You guys know what you're doing. But I want to make sure that we're all on the same page so that we can explore what is going on in your gut. Okay, this is sort of a little introduction into my weight loss and my biomagnetism class. But at the very core and foundation of what's going on here, it's going to be expressed through your own inner wisdom. You could see 10 million different specialists. They're all going to give you a different take on what's going on with you. The most important specialist is you. It's not me. It's not anybody else out there. You are your most important and accurate expert. And the more we begin to understand that the information is already here, the more we're going to grow in our power and our godliness and in our alignment physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, the whole shebang. okay, our power. And it comes from really learning to begin to trust ourselves. And that can be a challenge sometimes because we've been wired and wired and wired to not trust ourselves. Hi, Monica. All right. So, let's do, before we get started, let's just do a real quick round of um, where you are, what city you are in, and what brought you to this class. Okay. And let's start with whoever came in last first.
Hello, everyone. It's Monica from Miami. The reason why I'm in this class because I need to. I feel like I need to keep learning and continue my education mentally, physically, and to help me and my family. But I've been with Gaia for more than 2 years now. But that's my reason of being in this class today.
You know what? It feels like forever. It doesn't feel like 2 years. 2 years seems like too short.
I know.
Okay, who was also last? Let's see. Was that Maria Alicia or was it Stephanie? I think it was Stephanie.
So yeah, hello, my name is Stephanie Bassaler. So I live in Miami as well. I started with Gaia, first because my mom had a health issue, and after I wanted to learn, so I took the class. I took the weight loss class first, and then I took the new era class, the whole class. And thanks to Gaia that pushed me a little, I started to practice, biomagnetism on other people than my family and myself. And I'm here to continue learning because I think it's always important to have refresh and to continue learning with you, Gaia. Thank you for doing this free class as well. It's good.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Thank you.
Maria Alicia, Maria Lisa, Maria
Hello.
Lisa.
I'm Maria Alicia Valdez. I live in Miami. I've been a client and student of Gaia for a long time. No, I don't know, maybe 5 years, 6 years. Um, I'm not practicing biomagnetism right now, but but I still want to do it, even though I've taken the classes. I do other things, but I'm here to still learning as well.
Yeah, watch her show on Beyond the White Coat.
I have to watch
She
it.
is a genius in terms of access bars. You know, everything, something calls us, right? Something particular calls each one of us. For me, magnets were like, oh my God, I absolutely love this. And when you see Maria Alicia in action with the access bars, access consciousness technique, yeah, it's really beautiful to see her
Thank
in
you.
action. Yeah, but that
How
doesn't
can
mean you
we
can't do
contact
magnets
her?
too. You can do
No, no,
magnets
I
too.
know, I know. I always tell you that I'm gonna have to practice. That's all. I have to
Yeah,
practice.
sometimes just practice makes the teacher, right?
Yeah,
And
correct.
and and being the student makes a better teacher, I think, for all of us, right? The more we learn, the better we can help others too.
Exactly.
Um, Now we're going to Angie. Angie,
Hi everyone. I've been a student of Gaia's for some time, and I'm like blessed to call her my friend as well. So I'm always learning, which is the blessing. Um, and I've been wanting to take this class and do more for some time. So I'm glad to be here. I took the certification twice, and I use it with my family, but I'm a finance person, so I haven't had time to step out of that enough to treat others.
but you've done amazing work with your children
Yes, we're
and
all
yourself.
doing work. Yes.
Where are you at? Let everybody know where you at.
Cary, North Carolina, right outside of Raleigh.
If you saw a recent yesterday's post on Instagram, it was her and I bobbing our heads to Sting concert.
It was fun.
Uh, yeah, it was fun. Okay,
So that's
next
good.
would be, I think Kathy, you're next.
Hi, I'm in New Jersey right now. I'm kind of bounced around a lot, been traveling a lot. I'm here because I really got to know Gaia in Mexico at the New Earth retreat, and I'm just a lifelong learner. And also, I have done things with energy healing, craniosacral therapy, and I just want to learn more, and I want to know what it's all about. I'm just very excited. So, my first class.
Wonderful and welcome. Natalie.
Hi, I'm from Simpsonville, South Carolina. I actually just started with Gaia, I think a month or two ago. I went to you for the first time. I actually had pain, and a girl that I was seeing for lymphatic drainage told me about Gaia. And I just think this is interesting, and I want to learn more and help myself because I also learned a lot about myself the day that I went to go see you. Um, of just like all the, bacteria and viruses and parasites, and so I'd like to do anything to help myself and my kids and my family, so that's why I'm here.
Wonderful and welcome.
Thanks.
And we have Susan.
Hi everyone, my name is Susan. I'm from Costa Rica. I'm taking this class because 3 years ago I took the course of biomagnetism, and actually I'm trying to refresh the knowledge, and I want to like open to be like a consultant. Is the way that you say it, Gaya?
Yeah, or
I'm
practitioner.
trying to do my best, so sorry if I commit some mistakes. And I was asking at the beginning of the class that for the taking again the course and to getting the information like again in my mind, because I was like reading and taking out the magnets. I was like, I have to read more. I have to do it again. I have to practice. Last week I make a practice with my husband. So I was trying the muscle test. I was like, okay, this is still working on me. And I don't know, it's just practice. I want to make like a new income for home. So I'm going to take this like seriously. So I have to retake, I have to read, I have to prepare. Well, here I am.
Welcome, and it's wonderful to see you again, Susan. Yeah, one of the things that I do is that once you've taken a class, whether it's a certification class or a training, is that you're able to retake it, right? Because practice makes perfect, and because no two classes are the same, different groups, different information, and different experiences. And so, if we are called to something specific, then being able to get those refreshers really kind of help hone things, the skills, the confidence, the knowledge, as you practice anything, you have more questions, right? New things unfold. And so having that opportunity to be able to feel stronger and have more information about what you're learning. So anyhow, this masterclass is really about gut reset, how we reset our gut, why. And while, if we look at Wiki will say, oh, well, 70% of our immune system is in our gut. When you test it, or at least when I've tested it and when we've done it in groups, it's closer to that 80% mark. So our immune system relies mostly on our gut. And so if our gut is not at capacity, if we're having issues, if they're chronic, then there really is that value in being able to figure out why, what, and how do we clean it and reset it and strengthen it so that everything else functions better and our skin looks better and our eyesight improves and the headaches go away and our heart gets healthier and our hormones balance. Right? Everybody's saying, oh, go take, bioidenticals. Why? Why are we going to put more chemicals in our system? When in reality, they're just adding to the problem. Anything that is not natural of nature is going to dirty our body's filters. And in our gut, our primary filter is our liver. Our liver processes everything. And when we develop a dirty liver, which we will all at some point develop because of the pesticides and fake stuff and all those chemicals and all this stuff that they've put in our body over time, it's going to get dirty. But we can clean it. And when we clean our liver, we find that we live longer, we feel younger, we act younger, we wake up better, we sleep better. Our aches and pains really begin to disappear. And I'm not giving credence 100% to the liver, but the liver is a key organ in our system, physically and emotionally and spiritually. It is the matter link within the body, right? The heart is the emotional link within the body. But the liver is that matter point. It's how are we processing our life, our material situations, our unresolved angers and frustrations and things like that. And so the liver takes a beating. We put it through a lot. And it is in charge of keeping chemicals out, clearing them from our bloodstream, and then providing us with oxygen-rich, nutrient-rich blood. So if we're adding bioidenticals, if we're adding vaccines, if we're adding pesticides from foods, if we're adding, all that's the fake foods and processed foods, and we're putting in, foods that have gone through a particular type of biochemical process, like the low fats, the non-fats, the skims, all of those become fake foods. And then we're putting those through our liver, right? If we're doing the fake sweeteners, they're fake foods. We're better off with real sugar than we are with the fake sweets, which then trigger our pituitary gland and begin to create shifts in insulin levels, right? So the liver is a key organ. How do we clean it? And what are some of the symptoms that show up when our liver is dirty? Sleep disorders, right? Waking up in the middle of the night, not being able to get a good night's rest. Headaches, lack of oxygenation in our bloodstream. Anxiety, right? When we're feeling anxious. Memory loss. A dirty liver affects our memory and our focus. Heart disease. They tell us, oh, we'll go take an aspirin. Well, what does that do? It liquefies your blood and puts you at risk for hemorrhaging, which then puts you at risk for strokes. What do we need? We need oxygen-rich blood, a clean liver filter, so that our heart is not affected by dirty blood, low oxygenated blood, instead of medications. Joint issues, bone issues, because clean, nutrient-rich blood will then influence our bones, our ligaments, our muscles, our sphincters. Every tissue in our body requires our blood to be oxygen-rich, nutrient-rich. So even the strength or the weakness of our bones and our muscles is influenced by a dirty filter like the liver. And I'm not going to focus on kidneys and lungs because those are the other two filters of the body. But since we're talking about gut, we're going to focus on liver in terms of the body's filter for the digestive tract. But they all play an important role. So how do we clean our liver? If we don't have high histamine levels, in other words, if we don't have allergies to the degree that it affects our skin, like itching, right, and rashes, because citrus is a high histamine food, one of my go-tos is drinking lemon water, right? Drinking lemon water, lemon, good lemon, not, those genetically modified lemons or limes, because they help to clean the crud. Like if you put some lemon on grease, what does it do? It disperses the grease. The liver is loaded with grease, and they call it fatty liver. right? So lemon, limes, citruses help disperse the grease that's surrounding that filter. A little bit of baking soda in our water can also help. It's really effective in calming the neurotoxic gases that parasites release, because we all have them, right? And most people feel it like through an acid reflux or through bloating or through constipation or through weight gain. And regardless of changing diet and working out, having this difficulty with losing weight has to do with certain bacteria and viruses that we accumulate in our gut, but also parasite overpopulation. And what does Western medicine tell us? It says, oh, go take probiotics. Now, mind you, doctors do not have training in nutrition. So don't take nutrition advice from a doctor. And unfortunately, and I hope there's no nutritionists in the room, but if you are, you probably have clued into this already, is that because nutrition curriculum is developed through the Western conventional medicine model, it is inaccurate. It is ineffective. And so for nutritionists, looking outside the box in terms of their training for ways to really be able to help people with their diets is key, right? So a lot of people go to a nutritionist and then they find themselves in the same place because the model is incorrect. And then, so, and people say, well, I drink lemon water in the morning. Well, every glass of water with a little bit of lime or lemon will help to clean the crud. And another thing that can also help with purifying and cleaning our blood is cayenne pepper. If you can handle spice, you add cayenne pepper to your lemon water. It is a blood cleaner and it is also a dewormer, a gentle dewormer. All right. So my choice drink is lemon water with cayenne pepper. I don't have high histamine levels, so it doesn't affect me in a negative way. Right? Some good apple cider vinegar, a couple tablespoons of apple cider vinegar in the morning, because apple cider vinegar is an antifungal, antiviral, antibacterial, antiparasitic. It's going to also help degrease the liver. It's going to help improve the gut biome. Unfortunately, a lot of the apple cider vinegar that's available in markets is genetically modified, including the big brand Bragg's. So there's a really good apple cider vinegar that I found on Amazon, actually, which is like kosher, third-party tested, organic. It's a small brand, apple cider. It's called, I'm going to put it in the chat real quick. There you go. And you can find it on Amazon. So it's really been through stringent processes and it's very effective, right? So those are some things that can help us in terms of cleaning the liver, doing a deworming, identifying which one would be the right one for you. And this is where the muscle testing comes into play. So if you have room to stand, we're going to do a very basic activity so that for those of you who know, you can practice, and you can practice using whichever ways you have, if you're using your hands or whatever ways, for those of you who have other methods. But one, I would say, before you do this, anytime you choose to do this, really kind of just taking a nice long deep breath and getting your brain into this neutral place where it's like you're not invested in the answer. So taking a few slow deep breaths. And then just think of your name and just ask your body, confirm that my name is, and then observe and see where your body wants to naturally move towards. If I ask my body, okay, is my name Gaya? My body's going to take me in a particular direction. So ask your body, is my name your actual name? And then just observe what your body wants to do, where it wants to go, where it wants to flow. Allow it to move. Don't cross your hands. Don't cross your feet. And then just observe. Now, ask your body if your name is Fred. Is my name Fred? And then observe and see if your body's taking you in a different direction or a particular direction. Is my name Fred? Okay, and now I want you to ask the city that you find yourself, the real city where you are right now. Ask your body, am I in wherever? And then observe the direction in which your body wants to take you. Get yourself into a neutral place. You're not invested in the answer. You're just observing. Okay, and now ask your body, am I in Anchorage, Alaska? And see and observe where your body takes you. Remember, you're not invested in the answer. You're just observing. Could you all observe clearly the difference between what's accurate and what's inaccurate, the yes versus the no? Were you all able to do that? All right, then let's come back around. Let's come back and sit and chat. And again, the key in doing this is getting to that place where you are not invested in the answer. You are simply an observer of what signals your body wants to send you. Okay? That is the key. And this is one way, it's a very simple way in which you can tune into what your body is telling you is true or not true for you. Simple. So I'm going to sit through this one, but I want you guys to stand up again or use whatever testing method you have that's easiest for you. And I want you to ask, is my liver dirty? Does my liver need a cleaning? How many of you, show of hands, how many of you got a yes? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I
We got,
cleaned last night, so it was good.
huh?
I
You
did
cleaned
the
it
magnet
yesterday?
last night, so
So you're good.
I mean, for me, it says no, but after I asked the question, would it be beneficial to do another clean? And I got a yes.
And you got a yes.
So,
Kathy, you have a question? You could just open your mic, sweetie. Unmute your microphone.
Accident.
There you
Sorry. Didn't mean to put
go.
that.
Okay. So that's how quickly you can get an answer from your body in terms of figuring out, oh my God, I got to clean my liver. And the same way you can find out how. Is it like Stephanie did by putting magnets, right? Would lemon water be beneficial? Would taking apple cider be beneficial? Would drinking dandelion tea be beneficial? Right? Would doing a deworming be beneficial? What kind of deworming? All these questions. So I want you to stand and I want you to start asking questions like that. And I'm going to write the questions in the chat in case you forget. But questions like, do I need to deworm? Should I drink lemon, lime, water? And if so, how many cups a day? Should I drink apple cider vinegar? Do I need to buy groceries from a different grocer? Am I taking any medications or supplements that are dirtying or damaging my liver? Do I need to eat more vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, carnivore? What would be another one? Those are it. Right? So these are some questions that you could ask to see, or should I drink dandelion tea? See what you get with these questions. Okay, so if you get a yes for deworming, these are some of my favorites. Diatomaceous for deworming options. I'm not saying these are the only ones, but these are some effective ones. Diatomaceous earth, neem, tinctures with black walnut hulls, cloves, and what is the other one? Black walnut hulls, cloves, and something else. Forget, etc.
I have a question. I don't know. I was on the Instagram and video of Barbara O'Neill came with this dewormer that she recommends, and he has the clove. Have you tried it?
Hers particularly?
Yes.
I don't think so, but I would say that like the black walnut hulls with cloves, and there's one other thing that they usually use, are beneficial. There's one that Sprouts makes that actually has 5 or 6 different ingredients that I think is even better, but I haven't compared it to the Barbara O'Neill tincture. Yeah, there we go, that one. And so the thing is that it usually helps the gut stuff. Not all parasites are going to react to the same method. In other words, you start with one thing and then you change, because typically parasites don't react to the same. Not all parasites are going to effectively be removed by one method. Yeah, but I would test Barbara O'Neill's, recommended thing and see how effective it would be for you. Because depending on what's going on in your gut, one method may help sometimes and it may not. Like, for example, when I was in Mexico, I took bentonite clay. That was the one that tested well for me. So I took bentonite clay, and I also took a little bit of silver just in case. But that's what I had tested before traveling, what supplements I should be taking with me on my trip.
Gaya, on the bentonite clay that you mentioned, it's the eatable one. It's in a form of a powder, right?
The one that I've been using is, I'll show you. it go? Oh, here it is. This one. It's called Great Plains bentonite, and it has herbs. So I like it because it's very gentle, and the herbs help to improve your gut. Whereas bentonite clay just it sucks up the metals and the parasites, and it can leave you a little depleted. These herbs help balance your gut biome. But it's so small. Let me see if I take a picture of it. If I could read out what's in there. But anyways, again, not because I'm saying it, it's you test it and see, would this benefit you particularly? You know, depending on what's going on with you. Like it has sprout powder, broccoli sprout powder. It has some chlorella, dandelion root leaf, dock root, nettle leaf, right? So these are good for cleaning the liver. They're also good at helping your biome, your gut biome, right? So that's just one. There's this, and I'm not promoting particular products. I'm just saying these are some of the things that I use because they work well, right? And they've worked well for some of my clients if they test well. This one by India Organics is a kidney liver detox. And the way I like to test for things in terms of the degree to which they're beneficial or harmful, just because something tests well is like, let's say everybody test on the bentonite clay and see if you get a yes or a no. Would it be beneficial for you? Yes or no? So go ahead and do your standing up or however which way you want to test and see. Would the bentonite clay, this one from by Great Plains, help you? Yes or no? Let's see what everybody gets. Yeah. Okay. So getting a yes doesn't mean like, yeah, because now we want to see how beneficial is it. There's a lot of things that could be minutely beneficial. And then there's some things that could be like, oh my God, this is going to really, I'm going to notice the difference. So if I'm testing with my body, then, okay, my yes is forward, my no is backwards, and everybody's could be different, right? So who else got a yes? Maria Fernanda. Hi, Fernanda. So would I benefit from bentonite clay right now? No, I get a no. But I had my, I took some when I was in Mexico. So one of the things that you can ask is, okay, if I ask my body, would I benefit from doing a deworming right now? No, I get a no. But that's me. Because I've been at this for a while. Okay, would I benefit from doing magnet treatment? Okay, I get a yes. Okay, how beneficial would it be for me to get a magnet treatment? How beneficial would it be? And I'm going to ask in terms of percentages. That's what I'm thinking of. And I get a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. At 45, I feel like I'm going to fall over. So I get back to my center. 45, 50, 55, 60, 61, 62. So doing magnets on myself would be 61% beneficial. Now I'll ask my body this also. You should do this with supplements. You should ask, okay, would doing magnets on me be harmful? And there's my no, right? Would doing bentonite clay right now, would it be harmful? No. Would it be beneficial? No. Okay. So just because something is beneficial doesn't mean it may not be harmful, or it can be harmful too. So you want to ask both questions. And usually when I'm asking in terms of percentages, my body just keeps going until it stops. Or the all other option is that your body doesn't move until you hit the percentage point. Does that make sense? So let's say I want to do the other method, and I'm gonna or instruct my body to show me when I hit the percentage point where biomagnetism would be beneficial for me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 61%. And then my body went at 61%. Okay. So you could get either way. You keep going until you hit that point and then you stop. And then, or it marks it when you hit that percentage point. But percentage is really important because in order for a product to make a marked difference, a supplement or food is more gentle. So food is not going to make like, oh my God, it's like huge, you know? You're looking for ideally somewhere in that 70% marker point, right? So I don't desperately need magnets, but I could benefit from a magnet session, right? And so so if you tested well for the bentonite clay, if you've got a yes for the bentonite clay, I want you to practice asking in terms of percentages, but I also want you to ask, would it be harmful? And Susan, I am going to answer your question about the diatomaceous earth in a minute. So whether it was the bentonite clay or something else, Maria Alicia, you got diatomaceous earth, right? That would test well for you. Check the percentage of benefit. How long should you take it? How much should you take? All these questions are key questions in terms of if a doctor prescribes you something, they're going to tell you take it for 10 days. This is how much you should take. Right? So the same questions we can ask in terms of our supplementation. Remember, the most important thing is stay neutral. Stay neutral so that you're getting an answer, not because you're vested in the answer.
Gaya, is the first time that this kind of muscle testing works for me.
Oh, good. See, practice. Yeah. As you open up channels and you feel more confident, other ways of testing will open up. So, okay. Diatomaceous, no, Kathy. Okay, perfect. And then check, you got the percentages, Kathy? No? Okay, let's try the percentages. Now, in terms of diatomaceous earth, what is it? Diatomaceous earth is a silica. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It's powder, right? It's a very fine powder.
Okay, I'm looking here in Costa Rica and it looks like the
Yeah,
same.
you can get tierra diatomás.
Dice
No,
grado alimenticio.
grado alimenticio. Yeah, you need to get food grade diatomaceous earth, and not all diatomaceous
Tierra
earths are.
diatomacea, sí.
Tierra. Yeah, thank you, Maria Alicia. So
I get it.
So you want to check brands. Not all brands are the same, right? So you want to find one that's going to test high and that is not going to be harmful. It shouldn't be harmful. And you want to get your food grade diatomaceous earth. So I know what we have in the States that's good that I could recommend. In Costa Rica, you're going to have to explore, right? A good brand, find a good brand.
Yeah.
Now, diatomaceous earth, the way I normally take it, the way it normally tests is that people should take it somewhere between a month to a month and a half, usually somewhere in that range. What does it do? It dehydrates parasites. It dries them up. It doesn't necessarily move them out of your body. So what do we do in order to help move parasites out of the body? And again, you can question everything that I'm saying. I invite you to do that because you have to question. You should question. We should all be questioning, right? Normally, what I recommend are enzymes because enzymes break down the little carcasses. They break down toxins in the body and they move them out. They help us digest our food, separating nutrients from toxins. And enzymes help regulate our endocrine system. The pancreas, which is part of our gut, is the one that produces enzymes. Whenever we've taken chemicals from our, whatever, there's pesticides in the air, there's pesticides in the water, there's pesticides in the food, there's all the fake foods, all the other chemicals that they put in the foods, right? So just that, forget about even vaccines or medications that we've taken or fumes that we've inhaled. So all these disrupt the production of enzymes for the pancreas. And therefore the pancreas doesn't work as effectively. And next thing you know, our insulin levels deregulate, right? Or we gain weight, or we're not digesting effectively, or we're getting constipated, right? Or in some people, they have diarrhea. Enzymes help move the toxins out and dismantle the bodies of the parasites and also dismantle the nests that parasites create because they make these little calcified nests and they burrow inside. So deworming isn't something done in a weekend. In fact, it's not something done in a month. It takes work because most people, at least most people in the US, have never dewormed in their life. Right? If you've been doing it for some time, then chances are you don't need to do it as long. But to some degree, we all need to do it multiple times a year because even from a mosquito bite, we can get parasites. So, so enzymes test to see, would you benefit from taking enzymes? Is this something that's going to help reset your gut? And if so, to what degree or not? Right? Because
Gaya,
taking
one
enzymes,
question.
yes,
Can the kids take enzyme as well, or is it just adults?
and pets.
Kids and pets. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. But ask your body, see what your body says. Right? Yeah. Enzymes can help balance our thyroid for people who have thyroid disorders. These at least this particular type have helped me get people off thyroid meds. People who've been on thyroid meds for 20, 30 years, get off of them. So if it can do it for them, it could definitely help anybody else who's like just recently been diagnosed with some kind of thyroid dysfunction. Okay, so Monica, so you got like a 68% for diatomaceous earth.
Yes.
Yeah, and check to see, would you benefit from a tincture too? Would you benefit from colloidal silver? That's another effective antibacterial, parasitic, and one particular brand of silver, it's a different type of nanoparticle, can actually help with viruses too. Why? Because believe it or not, our liver, our guts, our pancreas, our intestines have accumulated all sorts of goodies, whether it's viruses and bacteria and parasites and yeast. And so cleaning our gut is reversing the harm that we've done over time. And we can use the same techniques to be able to see, well, what foods would be right for me? Should I stay off animal protein or should I continue to have animal protein? Which animal proteins would benefit me and how often? Right? Or should I stay off it? Should I be eating eggs and avocado and getting my protein that way? Should I be eating nuts or not? And which ones? All of these questions we can explore just by asking our body from a very neutral place. If there's something that you absolutely love and you think to yourself, oh my God, this has to be good for me, get out of your head, go into neutral. You'll be shocked when you do that. You may find, yeah, it does, or it doesn't. And then explore the dairy. If you're having dairy, are you having dairy that's safe for consumption, that's gentle on your gut, or is it a disruptor? And should you be looking for a different type of dairy? The other day I was at the supermarket and they didn't have the milk that I normally buy. It's in a glass bottle, it's creamy at the top, and they didn't have it. And I was really bummed out. So I'm like, so I went into the milk, the other part of the milk section, and I was testing, and I got this milk, which is not even A2 milk. And it says ultra pasteurized. So I was skeptical, but my body kept saying yes, 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 yes. And believe it or not, it actually goes down better than the other one that had the cream that was in the glass bottle that I thought, my God, this is the best milk ever. Now, I haven't been to the farm close by my house that has raw milk, which would probably test even better. But for now, I've got this, right? So you can go to that milk section and see, is there anything here that would be beneficial for me, that would be easy on my gut to digest or not? The information is inside of you. It really is inside of you. And even if you went to the doctor and said, you know what, I want them to do a parasite test, the only thing they're going to do is they're going to collect feces samples. So what's going to show up? What's going to show up is in your feces, not necessarily what's in your liver, what's in your pancreas, what's in the lining of the intestinal walls that hold all your gut together. So they're only going to get like a snapshot, a tiny snapshot, if even that, of what could be going on inside your gut. And there are germs that hide in other places, like in the thigh area, in the glute area, in the spine, that affect your gut too. In your brain, there are parasites that hide from the small intestine that run to the parietal lobes, right? And they affect your hemispheres and, whether you have a shorter leg or not. If you touch your head and you feel sensitivity, like kind of like it hurts a little bit, if you feel your head, chances are that's either bacteria or parasites. If you have those like little sore spots, this is where biomagnetism really is amazing, but you can also help yourself in being aware that there's something going on that's just not normal of your body. I'm going to put my milk away. Any questions? Kathy got 100%, 90% the enzymes, and Stephanie got 80%. Monica got 65% for colloidal silver. I want you to go ahead and test this. I want you to see, because I haven't done it. I've just been observing. I don't know why I've been kind of distracted, but this is a silver that I've been trying recently. It's called Myconic Silver. And do you guys mind doing like a little group activity and seeing if it's beneficial, yes or no, in general, not necessarily for us specifically, but in general, is it beneficial or if it's harmful? Myconic silver. Okay. Let's see. %90 beneficial, the silver. Kathy? Susan got not harmful, 70% beneficial. Anybody else? You guys can feel free to open your mics if you want.
I also got that the silver was not harmful at all.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody get something different?
Yeah, in
I got
general, it's good.
that.
Anybody?
I got
Natalie?
I got
vision.
80%.
What'd you get?
80?
Beneficial?
Yeah.
For me, it was not beneficial.
Did you check it in general or for
Yeah,
you?
I said, okay, I check again.
Maria Elisa, what'd you get?
Sorry. I got it was beneficial in general, but I have an issue. Sometimes it never stops. I mean, if I start asking what percentage, it will go over 100 sometimes. And I don't know if the testing is well or not. If I'm testing it
So give
right.
your body instruction and say 0 being the worst possible and 100 being the maximum benefit.
Okay.
Just give yourself that instruction.
Okay.
From now on, I want you to give me at a maximum 100% maximum benefit, and then at a minimum 0%. Okay.
Because the answer gets a bit crazy sometimes.
Yeah. So give yourself that instruction so that it's like programmed there.
So Gaya,
Let's
for
see
me,
what
it was general beneficial, for me, not.
Okay. In general, beneficial. How beneficial? Monica, what'd you get? Monica.
Sorry, my mic. Okay. Wait, okay.
What'd you
I
get?
got beneficial 60%.
Okay. So this myconic silver is different to what I've been using historically. Historically, I've only found 2 silvers on the market that were beneficial. One was kosher and it was twice the price than what's called Health Max Silver Supplement, right? Which a lot of my client students have been using for many years. I want you to ask, is this better or worse than the Health Max? Which one won the test? Health Max or this one?
That one.
Let's see. Michelle says Health Max, but that it's better than Health Max. Yeah. Let's see what else. Health Max is better, Kathy. This one is better. So this one's interesting because this one is a new silver particle developed by this gentleman that I met at Barbara O'Neill's conference. And I don't know if this is true, but what he said to me was that Robert Kennedy and their team are going to be backing this particular silver up because supposedly, and I'm not saying this is true, I actually have reservations about that. Just at an intuitive level, that you could take as much as you want. I would disagree. I mean, a metal is a metal, regardless if it's a mineral, there's such a thing as too much, right? But it's another good silver on the market. And what I can tell you is that I've noticed that usually when I take the Health Max, it takes sometimes I need to take a couple doses for me to really, really see. Sometimes in the first dose, I see the change. But in more heavier duty stuff, sometimes I need a few doses to be able to see a difference. So far, I've seen a difference with this one just in the very first try, but that's an observation, right? So it just gives us like another tool, because most of the silver that you're going to find in the stores, if not all of it, is garbage. You know, and you could test it yourselves. Like, don't take my word for it, right? This one is called Mycronic.
And where do you buy this one, Gaia?
Directly from the company, Mycronic Silver. Again, you could test it and compare it to the Health Max Silver supplement, right? The Health Max, you're not going to find in stores, rarely. And you know, the Beehive carries it because I asked them to. So it's hard to find. And this one I have never seen in the stores. So I would say it's directly from the website. Test to see which one would be benefit for you, which one would be more beneficial for you. If silver is something you don't take every day, you take it for a few days a month, and you could test to see how many days you should take. Usually for adults, it's for the way it's tested for me is 2 tablespoons, and you don't use a metal spoon, you use a plastic spoon. But see, would it be beneficial for your gut? Would it help to address some of the bacteria or parasites or even viruses in the gut? Now, according to the manufacturer of this company, this helps for viruses. We can test that right now and see, does it really? Because the Health Max, I don't believe does. But we can ask that question too. Would this and viruses, we're talking about like the whole hepatitis strain of viruses, right? Would it be beneficial for hepatitis? Let's compare notes. What'd you get, Stephanie?
Me salió que sí.
I get
Which one?
Beneficial for hepatitis y
Which one?
viruses, pero me salió a mí, lo testé para mí, y el Mycronic Silver me salió 65%, much higher than the max one. So, but I can't find it. Maybe you can take a picture.
I'll send you a link if you want me to send you a link. I'll send you a link. Let's see, what else do we have here? Stephanie, that it's beneficial for viruses, but not for hepatitis. I got a little bit that it would benefit a little bit. I didn't get a strong, but I got that it would, and that it is effective for certain viruses. There's no remedy that's going to help with everything necessarily that I'm aware of, right? But depending on what's going on in our body, that's why the testing part is so key, because it's what's beneficial for us right now. And if it's harmful, you can always ask, is it going to be harmful forever? Is it just a bad product? And if you have stuff in your, in your cabinet, then start testing the stuff in your cabinet. What's junk? What's good? What are you keeping that's actually toxic for you, or that would forever be toxic? Because something's like right now, I asked about this, the liver kidney cleanse, and I got a no. I don't need it. I asked about the bentonite clay. Does it mean it's a bad product? No, it just means that my body doesn't need it right now. So you got to make sure that you're very clear in how you're asking questions. Like Stephanie, a little while ago, she wasn't sure, did I ask about me or did I ask about in general? You have to be very clear in your intention when you're asking a question, because then you get like jumbled answers. Okay. So when you realize, oh, was I thinking about this when I was asking this question? Because now you don't know what answer you're getting. So you have to be really clear in your head what you're asking, so that it's aligned to the answer that you're getting. Yeah, I don't get that Health Max is necessarily beneficial for viruses, but you know, that's just what I get. I get that it helps with certain bacteria and that it helps with certain parasites. Usually you take it 3, 4, 5 days, but you ask your body. And you can ask your body, when should you do your deworming? Should you do it at night? Should you do it in the morning? The expert is inside you. And your unique health situation is different too. It's unique. It's uniquely yours. So there are no two things that are going to show up the same way. Your friend might be doing some amazing diet that's working for her. That doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. And it may be giving her results in the short run, but is it going to damage her body in the long run, right? All these keto diets. People died on keto, right? People are taking these shots. How beneficial or harmful are these shots? So, you know, I hope that your take home is that you begin to practice trusting yourself. The information is within you. There are tools that are God-given tools that we have in order to be able to extract that information from ourselves. The more we trust it, the more we trust ourselves, the more we open up our channels and intuition, right? Susan has taken, trainings before, but today she was able to muscle test this way. The more we practice tuning in, the more we awaken these antennas and the easier it becomes. And then our intuition just starts screaming at us where we don't even need the body language because the intuition is so loud and so on point. So practice talking to your body. It is not a physical thing. It is an intuitive, highly spiritual intelligence that is innate in you, that is guiding you all the time. And the more you practice getting out of your head and into that neutral space, the more you allow that voice to come forward. And the more you become your own individual, godly self. And with the power of your mind, you will heal. And then all of this other stuff will become mute. And that's where we're headed, right? That's where we're headed. But in the meantime, we need to unravel all this damage that's been done on the inside. Okay. So any questions, any final questions?
Yeah, Gaia, can you remind us how to get to this neutral space, Like I know you have breathing, but like is there like, more than you can tell?
I mean, it's to me, it's like I have to remind myself, okay, I don't need to get any answer. Just show me the truth. And when I can quiet my mind where I'm not looking for something, I'm just allowing me to observe myself. That's that point. And the more we practice getting into that like quiet where I'm not like expecting or anticipating, I just want truth and it's like a blank space, then all I'm doing is just being an observer. We get in the way of that observer. Does that make sense? How do we get there? Breath work helps us, right? Massaging our earlobes and opening up our antennas. You start massaging your ears, right? Tapping, doing some light tapping to the brain, to your pineal, light with 2 fingers, light tapping. You can tap, and it also helps to calm the senses and awaken the senses. We have all of this incredible stuff going on here. You can tap here if you're feeling anxious. And that can also help. Like just do it for like 30 seconds right now. Do some gentle tapping and see how you feel. Just start tapping certain points. Just do gentle tapping. Are you quieter?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like massaging the earlobes, right? You start massaging the earlobes and you start to awaken your senses. You feel yourself getting quieter and happier, right?
Relax.
Those are just easy ways where we can get into our neutral. All righty. Thank you, ladies, for joining me today. Any final questions, comments, anything else?
Can I just add one thing?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm reminded of Sasha telling us to command the water to heal us. What I find helpful sometimes is if trying to bring neutral is just take a deep breath and just say in your brain, command your body neutral. I'm in neutral. That works for me. Just saying the body neutral, and it just
I
goes
love
there.
that. I love that. We're reprogramming. And if you're not following Sasha Stone, that's Sacha Stone, follow him. There's so many incredible talks, so many incredible experts that he's, connecting with, and it's all about awakening our individuality, our sovereignty, and our inner power. It's incredible. Don't be offended if he uses foul language. I actually like it. Sasha Stone. Yeah. Yeah. Kathy and I were at his retreat recently, and it was just shifting. It really was a life-shifting experience. Beautiful. Yes. Follow Sasha. Thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome.
All right. I'm going to end the recording now. And then I'll be sending the recording